Okay. So all the students, you should have your note with you, notebook and pens, if possible, so that you can take a note. Uh, Let me just introduce a little bit that Elizabeth is trying to share the opportunity to all of you, and especially the goal orientations and the career in the future. And one of her talks, she will also mention about the opportunity for the student who are willing to continue studying abroad or seeking for the opportunity to study in the US or somewhere else around the world. So I hope you enjoyed the talk with Elizabeth, and please have any questions, uh, unmute yourself and talk to her, okay? There you go, Elizabeth, it's your turn.
Sounds great. Can you guys all see my screen?
Yes, I see.
Perfect. So today I'd like to talk to all of you about goal orientation and future jobs. I know the subject was pretty scary for me. And again, if I go too fast during any of this, please let me know because I speak very fast as it is. So if you have any problems, just let me know. So for me, the future is very scary. Like, what do I want to do? How do I succeed what I want to succeed? So a lot of us have questions about what it takes to succeed, what we want to do, and are these goals achievable? And often people ask, will I be able to do this? Are these goals manageable for me? And just from my experience, I'd like to share some tips that I've learned over the years that will help you achieve your goals and hopefully help you pursue whatever you want to do in your future. So how many of you have goals or dreams for the future? If you want to either just show, raise your hand with the different emojis on Zoom, or if you want to share your thoughts, that would be great. Use the comment bar, whatever you think would be the best. I know recently many of you took a survey about what you would like to do and what you want to do with your life. Although many of you had different answers, there are many universal ways to achieve your goals and figure out how you can pursue those goals and dreams. And a lot of it takes balance in different aspects of your life. My personal education and work with TGC is what really inspires me. Like working with you and working with the school, working with DAR is what allows me to pursue my dreams. And some of my goals include getting a PhD, buying a house, being able to help my parents down the road, traveling to Cambodia, hopefully one day to meet all of you in person, and etc. Oh, sorry. Okay. There we go. Okay. So your goals may look pretty similar to what I have, or they may be pretty different. That's totally okay. Each of us have a different path and want to pursue different things. But what you really want to do is outline your goals and really reflect on what's best for you. So given that, how many of you, I assume all of you have goals, but if you just want to raise your hand or use a little emoji thing, how many of you would say that you have goals for the future?
Right, so everybody, you can put your reaction mode. How many of you have your goal or dream for the future? Okay, I see Ling Ho raise up the hand. And also another student said, my goal is to be a farmer because I think it's better, it's my best career. And one of the students mentioned also he wants to be a doctor in the future.
Sounds great. Those are all great goals. And there's a lot you can do to really achieve those goals. Some of you may think if you want to be a doctor, it may seem unimaginable to you and it may seem far-fetched and it may seem hard to get at. But I'm here today to really tell you, you can really achieve whatever you set your mind to. I was told that from a young age. I know some people may laugh. I come from the US, so I'm much more privileged in what I'm able to do, but we're stars here. I'm here. We're all here to help you really achieve what you want to do. So given that, so what do you think you need to achieve your goals and pursue your dreams? If you'd like to just put that in the chat or discuss it, then we can jump into kind of what my thoughts are and how you can really go to accomplish what you want to do.
Right. So for everybody to chat, or you can also raise up your hand to talk, to answer these questions, no right or wrong answer. What do you think you need to achieve your goals and pursue your dreams? So what do you think you need to do in order to achieve your dream? Let's put it that way and easy. Okay, I can see the answer is my future goal is to be a medical doctor. And another answer, I want to be the engineer. Okay, maybe you can also include these questions ahead. What do you think you need to achieve? So what do you think you need to do to achieve your goals?
Exactly. So what do you think? Do you think you need to be smart? Do you think you need to have an education? Do you think you need to be able to really work with people? Those are all really different aspects of what you may think you need to achieve your goals. So what are your thoughts on that? Like, if you want to be a doctor, what do you think you need to actually become a doctor? What are those steps, or what are those aspects that you need to have?
That's right. Yeah, let's handle this mic to anyone who wants to share. So does anybody want to give your thought on that, everyone? Can I ask one volunteer student? Let me call out Charya, if you could share. Charya, are you here, Charya Sat?
Yes, teacher.
Yeah. So yeah, could you help answer that question? What's your plan to achieve your goal?
I think to achieve my goal, first I have to study hard and I have to shape my goal like to be like in one and make sure that it's happen in the future. And next I have to go to the university and finish my degree for the medical doctor and go find the job for my experience and go through my future. That's it.
Sounds great to me.
That's fantastic, and that's a great way to really break down this question. So thank you. So
and Elizabeth, another answer from the student, you might see that. So he mentioned that he needs to finish grade 12, and then he need to be good at math and biology and computer. So that's what he thinks.
And those are all great. Like, school and education is really a gateway to really help you become whatever you want to do in your future. But there's a few simple steps kind of along the way that I've learned that will really help you boost your chances to succeed those goals or dreams. Okay, so in that, goal orientation. So one of the biggest things is you want to make specific goals and you want to make sure to write those down. So the key to achieving your goals is to write down those goals and cement them into your memory. So I may make a goal and think of it, and the next day my mind may forget it if I don't write it down. So if you keep that list with you, by writing down your goals, you are able to then keep this list with you and reflect on that list each day, and then you may be able to achieve more. Whether you have a study that you like to use, or if you just want to keep this list in your pocket, I personally like to write it out by hand. So if you're able to, I would write out whether it's one goal or 100 goals. It's beneficial to really write them out so you can see them in your own print and really determine what's best and how you really can achieve those. And the biggest thing is I keep them taped behind my desk, and I continuously look at my goals and figure out how I can achieve those and what I need to really accomplish what I want to do in my life. And then given that, you really want to make sure your goals are pretty specific. So instead of writing, I want to be a good student, maybe consider I want to do well in a math class and understand geometry by next month. So set measurable goals. So really, instead of keeping it pretty broad, because math is a pretty big concept to understand, so try to break it down. So for me, like say you want to understand geometry, focus on that one aspect and then put a deadline on that. So if you want to master it next month, next year, 5 years from now, any of the goals are fine, but they have to work for you and they have to be achievable by you. And then you also want to make sure your goals are pretty measurable. So the SMART acronym, the picture you see on the screen, that's something you really want to take into consideration when you make your goals. So you want to be able to measure the outcomes in some manner. So whether it's you get an A on a math test or whether you get your black belt in Taekwondo, any of those aspects will be able to be measured in some way. Next, you really want to make sure they're attainable. So make sure they're possible. So what you guys have mentioned in the chat, you want to be a teacher, you want to be a doctor, all of those are attainable in some way. But if you want to live on Mars or like travel to space in like a special space shuttle, those may not be as attainable. So just be able to really understand what you are able to accomplish with what you're given. And then pretty much related to that, make sure they're relevant. So I know for me, if I decided to become an astronaut, that's not really relevant to me accomplishing what I really want to do in my life. So I know a lot of you in the survey said you want to be doctors or teachers, which are admirable, and they're fantastic jobs that would be great. But there's a lot of things you can do within that. So really figure out what you like and what your passions are, and then put that into whatever you want to do. And finally, make sure you set a time. So for me, this is my biggest challenge. And I forget often that I set goals and then I realize, oh, wow, I wanted to accomplish that last year, but I never set a time on that. So if you want to be a doctor and say you're in grade 12, maybe you set a goal for 5 years. Maybe you set a goal for 10 years. Whatever you think you can accomplish that goal in would be the best way forward for you to really achieve whatever you want to do. So then next, share your goals with family and friends. So I think this is a key step in whatever you really want to accomplish. And this is essential in my life. I share my goals with my family and my friends, and it really helps me cement those goals in my own mind and help my family and friends really keep me on track with what I want to do. So if you have ambitions, make them clear and really make your family and friends able to push you and help you achieve those goals. Never let anyone belittle your dreams or goals. I've had a lot of people come into my life that say, oh no, you won't be able to do that. Oh, you're a woman, you can't achieve that. Oh, you really can't pursue that job. You can't go to college. And those are a lot of things you're going to come across, whether you're in Cambodia or you're in the US. So just don't listen to them. Try to block those negative comments out of your life and really keep those positive reinforcements at the front of whatever you want to do. So if you want to be a doctor one day, don't let people tell you you won't be able to do it, or tell you that it's too expensive, or say you'll never make it, because that's not the case. You really can do whatever you set your mind to. It's going to be tough. I'm here to tell you, I'm in a advanced program at my university. It's tough and it won't be easy, but I know all of you really have what it takes. So it's just a matter of you really staying true to it, persevere, dedication, and all of those aspects will really help you achieve those goals. And when sharing your goals, be sure to listen to the advice of those that tell you different aspects, and and allow them to boost your morale and your determination. So when I share my own goals with family and friends, they may tell me, oh, maybe you should investigate this avenue or look at this aspect. So really take that to heart and try to use the advice of your family and friends to help you pursue those goals. And finally, believe in yourself and take action. This is probably, sorry, I'm just going to turn on my light. It's getting pretty dark here. So believe in yourself. This is a pretty hard concept and probably the biggest thing I struggle with still. So just know you're the only person really standing between you and success. So a lot of people will say, school is expensive, your future is expensive, but it's an investment in yourself. So think of it that way. And there's resources out there, there's scholarships, fellowships that really can help you achieve whatever you want to do. So when you really visualize your goals, it's effective to really push towards those goals and take action each and every day. So if your goal is to become a doctor, you don't have to wait until you're in grade 12 to apply to colleges and really look into what being a doctor really entails. If you're in grade 6, you can start reading different articles, building up your different skills, learn a CPR, all these various things that will really help you become what you want to do. The more action you take, the faster you're going to achieve these goals. So you can really begin to move towards your dreams in a much easier manner. And it's going to be hard at first. I come from a very privileged background, and I'm able to achieve these, but I struggle. And everyone struggles. If people say they don't struggle, honestly, I assume they are lying, because everyone struggles in what they want to do in their future. And there's no easy way to really accomplish what you want to do without determination and really working hard each and every day. And each and every day, if you keep that work ethic up, you're going to feel better and better, and you're going to do better, and you're going to get closer and closer to your goal. So if you stay determined and persevere, even when the going gets tough, that would be my best advice. And the biggest thing, try to maintain a positive attitude. In the US, I definitely see that as an obstacle, because a lot of people have a hard time remaining positive, especially in the midst of COVID-19 and with everything going on. But I've seen all of you've been through so much, but you stay positive. So keep that up. That's really going to help you in whatever you choose to do. Also remember that it's okay if things are not perfect. I'm a perfectionist, and I like everything to look perfect, feel perfect. But the reality is your goals, you may have a goal to become a doctor, but you may become a doctor in an unusual way, and that's okay. And it may take longer than you would like, but that is okay. The biggest thing is that you achieve the goal, and you should never compare yourself to someone else, because it's really internalized to yourself. So if you have a goal in mind and you want to become a doctor, don't say, oh, this person did it in 5 years, but I'm on year 7 and I haven't achieved it yet. Never do that. Really just look at yourself and try to be the best version of you that you can really be.
Right. Just to remind you, a friendly remind for you, Elizabeth, you have around 15 minutes left.
Okay, perfect.
Yes.
So then, given that these are all the different things you mentioned in the survey. So some of you mentioned you wanted to be a teacher, soldiers, farmers, doctors, chefs, policemen, engineers, travelers, professors. There's a lot of options out there. And you cannot you cannot really go wrong with any of these, but there are a lot of options within them. So if you want to be a doctor, maybe you want to be a pediatrician and help children. Maybe you want to be a teacher and teach science. Maybe you want to be a computer engineer. So don't limit yourself by a title. I know that's really tough to do. With my degrees, I thought I would be in information technology or computers, and I realized I'm more business oriented, and that's where my passion lies. My passion lies in nonprofit work. So somehow I'm looking to establish my technical degree with my passion. So that's really what each of you really should try to do. So some of the common questions that I saw in the survey is, how do I achieve my goals after I graduate? How do I find a university to study at? How do I apply? Can I afford it? How do I figure out what to study? How do I prepare for this job? And once you find out what you want to do, how do you follow through? These are all common questions, and I work with students here in the US, and they are questions that come about each and every day. So don't think you're alone if you ever thought one of these questions, because I can tell you I've had these questions. I still have these questions to this day. So really, to achieve your goals, just follow the previous steps. Write your goals down. Talk with your family and friends. Those would be the best ways to achieve question 1. For question 2, to find a university, use the resources at TGC, DARA, myself, any of the faculty or staff are here to help you. So figure out what you're interested in and look for, and really look at what goals and needs you really want in those universities. And then next, apply to universities. Applying to universities can be tedious and be tough and drain your energy levels. But what you need to do is you often have to write an essay of some sort, and this may vary depending on the school and the country in question. I know for the US, you have to write an essay about your life, or a time in your life that you felt like you really grew as a person. So with this essay, be open and honest and address what you want in the most appropriate manner. So all of you, I'm sure, have been through a lot of trials, and you really have grown as a person, whether in school or in life. So use that in your application. People want to see different, unique applications. So don't try to follow the norm. Next, money is never a fun subject. I hate talking about money. I'm only in school still because the university is paying for my education. So money is a tough subject. And a TGC is here to help. And there's a lot of scholarships and financial support options out there for you. So there's a lot out there if you're interested. You just have to really look for it and apply yourself. The next question is probably at the top of most people's lists. Is it okay to not know what you want to do in your future? yes, it's totally okay. Most people don't know until a few years into college. And honestly, some people may be in their 40s or 50s and not know what they want to do. And that's okay. Again, writing down your goals and figuring out what you are good at is one step in trying to figure out what you want to do in your future. So try that and see how that works. Next, read, listen, and learn about the job you want. So if you want to be a doctor, read about what being a doctor includes. Listen to doctors talk or listen to your peers and what they want to do. And then write down different things, explore different options, and that's your best way forward. And finally, to figure out, once you figure out what you want to do, how you follow through is reach out to people you know and explore the field. Look into the jobs, and remember there's no perfect job, no perfect boss. And understand that you may have to negotiate and settle for your first job, but it does get better. So if you're studying to become a doctor or a teacher, look into becoming maybe a community manager, at which you will be able to help people and learn their way of life. And then you can apply that to whatever you choose to do, whether it's a doctor or you want to teach these children. So really widen your horizons and see what's out there for you. And then some of the opportunities for you in the future are very broad. There's countless opportunities out there. You can leave high school or a secondary school and go right to work. A lot of people do that. But the next thing is university or trade school. So a lot of people are worried. They're worried about money, so they don't know if they can pursue that. No, there's scholarships out there, and Dara, myself, or anyone at the school will be able to help you in whatever way you need to apply to scholarships, to look into financial aid packages. So there's a lot out there to help you. You just need to be willing to go the extra mile. Next, there's a study abroad. I know a lot of you mentioned you want to travel, and I know that's one of my biggest passions. I want to travel, see the world, and see what's out there. So it's a win-win, because if you study abroad while in university, you are able to travel while receiving an education. And you are able to do so usually at the same rate you're attending university. So it's a good and affordable way to do so. So given that there's a lot of options there, I know Cambodian universities usually have study abroad programs with Australia, Thailand, the United States, Singapore, China, and many others, but those are really the top 5. So if you want to come to the USA, you can study abroad for a semester and spend 3 months in the US. Or if you want to study in Singapore, you can spend 3 months really learning the culture and receiving a quality education there, and then bring it back to Cambodia to really help your own country grow. So then the fellowships is probably my favorite thing because they're paid. So with fellowships, they allow for different experiences to support professional and leadership development. Within that, there's a lot of different fellowships, and there's one of the biggest ones I know of is Teach for Cambodia. This is like a 2-year full-time experience. It's fully funded, and this allows you to really develop your leadership and development skills, and it also allows you to receive a master's degree. And within this, you're able to teach full-time in various rural schools within Cambodia. And this provides extensive support, and it's a great opportunity. It looks phenomenal when you go to look for a job afterwards, and it's a phenomenal experience. I would highly recommend looking into fellowships. You can do them after high school, after college, or if you're in your 50s, you can look into them. There's no age limit on them, and they're wonderful opportunities. Next, you can volunteer. That's personally my biggest passion. One of the biggest things you can volunteer teaching English to local children, or you can decide if you're going to be a doctor, you want to volunteer with Doctors Without Borders. And this allows you to be paid a small monthly stipend, and you get to travel and provide life-saving services to communities and families worldwide. So Doctors Without Borders is located in Cambodia, but you can also travel to Vietnam, to the US, to Mexico, wherever you want to go. Basically, there's a area that is in need. So that's definitely an opportunity for you. And then finally, my biggest lesson in this is you are the creator of your own success. So given that, if you put in the effort, never give up, and really stay positive, ask questions, persevere, you can go as far as you want. I know a lot of people set limitations to what you can do, but you can do whatever you want. Do not get deterred by any failures. Failure is simply an opportunity, and it allows you to grow and try again. Be truthful with yourself, and you'll be able to succeed. So oftentimes you'll say, oh, I can do this in 1 month, when in reality, it's going to take a year to achieve. So just be honest with yourself. Each of you have different mindsets and capabilities. So again, do not compare yourself to other people. And finally, make sure you present the best version of yourself that you can be. Because in the end, it's on you. Whatever you want to do in your future is on you. You can achieve whatever you want, but you have to be the one that wants to achieve that and have to take the steps to do that. So given that, I've noticed a few of you have put questions in the group chat, so I can go ahead and answer those. And then if any of you have questions in the meantime, I'd be happy to answer those as well.
Right, exactly, Elizabeth, and we have about 5 minutes left.
Okay.
We'll have two questions, one from Ling Ho and one from Charaya.
Okay. So what is the difference between long-term scholarship and short-term scholarship, and how do you get both? So that's a great question. So there are scholarships you can apply to that last for the duration of your college experience. So there are scholarships or financial aid that may last the entire 4 years or however long you're in university. And then there's short term, which may be a scholarship. It may be part of your community. So it may be through, say, one of the centers or one of the nonprofits that offer like $500 to go to school. So the difference is long-term scholarships will give you support and security for a longer amount of time. And then short-term scholarships are a one-time deal usually, and they offer you an amount of money for your first year in university. Again, that could be subject to change, but I would always aim for long-term, but short-term are phenomenal and really help you out as well. The long-term are really going to give you that security and help you not stress about whatever the future may hold. How you get those, there's different scholarship websites. Universities usually have aspects in their website that you can go to. So their web pages may offer different links to websites and different opportunities. I know in the US, that's what they do. I've researched some in Cambodia, and they also offer different links on their websites. So if you're interested in scholarships, please reach out to me, and I'd be happy to help you. Dara, I'm sure pretty much any faculty or staff at TGC is really situated and able to help you in whatever way you'd like. Here, I'll put this up. So this is my contact information. You can still ask questions, but I'll just leave this up for you guys. So if you want to ask any questions, I'm here to help. So then the next, does that answer your question about different scholarships?
Yeah, Ling Ho, do you have any further question to clarify?
Yes, it's perfect.
Okay, that's great. Thank you, Lương Ho, for
Okay.
your information. And the other question is from Charia, Elizabeth.
Okay, perfect. So how do you actually get a scholarship and use that for both national and international application? That's a great question. So scholarships, giving U.S., there's a lot of opportunities. In Cambodia, there's not as many, but there's a lot of different aspects you can look into. So within a single university, you can look on their webpage and see what they offer for financial aid or scholarships. Or you can just go into a search bar online and look at scholarship opportunities Cambodia. And there's a lot of different things. You'll have to kind of pick out the things that may be beneficial and the things that are legitimate and apply to those. But when you look at international applications, there's a lot more opportunities. So if you decide to apply to a school, say in the United States, there's a lot of scholarships that are out there for international students. And I know for Cambodian students in particular, a lot of schools in the US really want diversity and to see different cultures engaged in a university context. And you don't see Cambodian students a lot, if any, at most universities. I know at my university, I don't even know of any, but I think there's a lot more opportunities when you go outside of Cambodia. But at the same time, there's a lot if you are willing to work hard and look at the different universities and figure out what you want to do and then look at what's out there for those jobs or those opportunities.
Right, thank you so much, Elizabeth. I think because of the time, unless there one more question from the student, but at least there are two main questions that the students have dropped here, and it's really great, Elizabeth. Yeah. For students, do you have any final questions before I thank Elizabeth and let her go to sleep? Okay. If you don't have any question, can you put your thumb up just to give us a signal that's done? You got it. Okay, I see a lot of confirmation. Let me give everybody a wrap up here on my housekeeping note. I want to say thank you so much, Elizabeth, for your time and preparations and your concern, and also to share us the opportunity, especially to the student in Cambodia. And we are very lucky, student at the Global Child, that we have these opportunities from our TGC family from the US. And we hope that the students have some clues for their goals, orientations, and also for their future career. And also, again, Elizabeth has already dropped her email and address, so that if you all have any further questions, feel free to contact to Elizabeth directly. And now for the futures, Elizabeth, as we talk to our team management here, we will try to get one speaker a month, if that possible. And the speakers, one of the speaker, or there might be our former volunteers who used to volunteer with TGC. So I hope that all the students and staff will be happy to see them and to catch up, and also to learn from what they've been doing since they left TGC as well. All right. Thank you so much, Elizabeth. Do you have anything to give us a final thought?
Yeah, thank you guys, and I appreciate it. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. I'm happy to help you if you want to travel abroad, if you want to look into fellowships, if you want to become a doctor. Any of those is accomplishable for each of you. You just need to reach out and ask for help if needed. So I'm here, Dara. If you need my email address, Dara has it. So we're all here to help you. So yeah, again, if you need anything, just reach out.
Great. Thank you so much, Elizabeth. Now I just request the student to turn their camera on if that's possible, so that we can have a group picture before we go. On, would you be happy to help us with the picture on?
Yeah, we'll take
Thank
the
you so
picture.
much.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, my computer not have so the picture.
Okay, great. So I'm ready for the picture, as you can see.
Yeah. Okay. Please.
Right. Oh, I can see everyone there. Nice hair, Pira.
Okay. 1, 2. Not yet.
Okay, let me put some up here.
Yeah. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Again.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you so much. Everyone can say goodbye to Elizabeth.
Yeah.
Goodbye,
Bye,
Elizabeth.
guys.
Take care.
And
Bye,
Eric to the
guys.
next class.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you so much, Elizabeth. And so the next person we're talking with, I think we'll wait from you if you have contacted them.